We are here with the second special guest. So I just wanted to give a very hearty thanks for sir who just left. So the second chief guest is like waiting for us. So the next session is going to commence as of now. So the second chief guest of the day, யாருன்னு பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா Mr. Sarathbabu sir. So Sarathbabu sir வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா he's a chief executive officer of foodking. So his vision, like what's his vision? His vision is to see a hungry free India in my lifetime, and God willing to work on a large platform with few like-minded people across the global to see hunger-free world. So that is his like vision for the way like where he is now. Mr. Sarathbabu sir was born in a slum area in Madipakam, Chennai. He has graduated in chemical engineering from BITS Bilani, and later he pursued his MBA. After his post-graduation, he has started a foodking, a career catering service in 2006. His biggest achievement is becoming an honorary Rotarian and also winning CNN IBN award for Young Indian Leader 2011. So he also have quite a few titles, like say I can see like more than 20 plus titles he holds. Few titles which I like to share here. So these titles are considered to be one of the best titles. So Pepsi MTV Youth Icon 2008. So this title was earlier given to like people like Anil Ambani, Shah Rukh Khan, Rahul Dravid, MS Dhoni. So these are the people who received this award. And Mr. Sarathbabu sir also received this award in 2008, Asia 21 Young Leader. So that award was given to him. Australia India Young Leader. That award was also given to him. And he is also like one of the top 50 change agents of the country, like India Today 2008, top 20 promising new star of Tamil Nadu, and he also awarded us Sadhane Chemmal award by Sri Krishna Sweets Tamil Nadu. So there are few more awards. Like no, I can like read all the awards. That is he's a chief executive officer of foodking. So he's like here with us. He's going to join with us like very shortly.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Happy to be here. And
we
thank you
welcome you
so
on
much.
behalf of
And
St. Joseph College.
thank you so much. It was an excellent session by Mr. Rajendrandhandapani, the previous session. I'm sure like he gave lots of inputs on learning and success and many other things. It's a very I'm sure you're all safe at home and lots of thought process going around in your mind. Mind what to do after this, and nobody even in their wildest happen, right? So even so I run a company called foodking, and I run a foundation called Hunger Free India Foundation. Apart from that, professional speaking, many colleges, schools, I go on address and motivate and make people think about to shape up their career and life. If you ask me, in my opinion, uh, our life could be split into three different phases. One is school education and college education. After that, the active working. The school education and college education runs from age 3 to age 21. After that, or 21, if we do a postgraduate, still 23. Then whatever we learned in the first 25 years, we use that in the next 25 years, and we try to earn some for ourselves, for our family. We try to give some value to the society. Then in the next 25 years, we are into the third phase, and we try to shrunk our activities, and we focus on I mean, after 50, on many other things which we all plan for. Uh, I come from a very humble background. I'm from Chennai, a place called Madipakam. I was born and brought up in a slum over there. From there, I went on to pursue my engineering degree from Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani, Rajasthan. And after that, I worked a couple of years. Then I went to pursue my management from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, which is the number one, as you all know. Then, why it is so special? I am Ahmedabad, as you all know, the kind of job package which we get after that. So the moment I was about to pass it from IIM Ahmedabad, I was offered lots of job offers, but I stuck to my dream, which I had in my college, engineering college time. And though it was very difficult, very difficult, but still I stuck on to my dream and start my own company with a meager amount of just 2,000 rupees. Today we run a company of few crores of rupees of turnover and few hundreds of people are working. And also come a long way in many other social works and things like that. From a slum, or like not even you have a proper trouser to wear to move around in the streets, to going to the best of the best colleges in the country. You could imagine what kind of work, what kind of thought process was going on, right? So just like you people, like when you are young, you don't know what is dream, you don't know what is goal, what is aim or vision or mission or anything, right? So my mother like had a small idli shop just outside her heart, and so my mother wanted her kids to talk at least couple of words in English. Since that idli income was very less, maybe 50 rupees to 100 rupees a day. So she was working in a midday meal scheme program from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Then in the evening she used to teach for the slum kids who missed their schooling. So early morning she used to cook idlis. So I used to pick up those idlis, go around the streets and sell those idlis. Then come back and give that meager amount to her. Then I used to go to a English school, English matriculation school, right? So in that school, there were 40 people in my class, and I was the only one who come from a very poor background, and I lived in a hut. Rest all come from a upper middle class or middle class kind of background, and I used to watch them. I used to watch them in awe. I used to watch them that they I don't belong to that group kind of feeling. Why so? My mother used to take me just one uniform for 3 years, and their parents used to take three uniform for 1 year, and their uniform used to be, mine used to be clean, neat, but the thing is, it is dull. Their uniform used to be very new, neat, clean, iron. I used to look at them, and I could see the difference very clearly. And so every day I used to face this. I used to these things used to go in my mind. And every day, whenever with our friends, we used to sit for lunches. My mother used to pack the previous day food and give me. And my friends used to sit and they used to share their food. I used to get and eat from them. I used to feel that I'm not in a position to share with my friends, because my mostly I open my tiffin box very slowly to check whether my food is spoiled or not. If the food is not spoiled, I'm eligible to sit there and eat. If my food is spoiled, I'm not eligible to sit there and eat. I just act a drama in front of my friends, saying that I'm not hungry. I'll just go and sit in the class alone. And I used to think it used to really bother me. I'm the only guy, who's sitting here. And why this kind of a situation, right? So everybody, I also appreciate my friends for their new dresses whenever they wear after Pongal or Diwali. And I used to appreciate them for the good food. That you got a very nice food, it's very tasty. And but I used to think there is nothing for my friends to appreciate. to note on me and say that this is good in you, this is good in you. So these things are going on in my first 3 years of school life, almost 1,000 days, right? So these things used to bog me really, very badly. Then in my second standard, like as a practice, school practice, every after the school teacher gave the mark sheet, we all discussed for who scored first, second, and third. And what happened is, one particular subject, luckily, accidentally, I scored first mark, and everybody pinpointed towards me and said, "Sharad Babu is the first mark in this particular subject." And that time, I felt very proud, very happy, and very elated. And I felt really, really good. First time in my life. And that time I realized for good dress, I have to depend on my mother, and my mother needs money. She don't have money. For good food, I have to depend on my mother, and my mother needs money. She had no money. But the moment I am given admission into a class, and my mother purchased these books, 7 books to me, I could use this and get my recognition. This learning came to me when I was in my second standard, and with this learning, I scored first mark in almost every subject. Because of that, I became the first ranker, and from second standard till my 12th standard, I was the first ranker of my class. But this thing didn't come very easily. As you all know, every month 10th, the class teacher comes to the class and say, whoever didn't pay the fees, please go and stand outside. I used to be the first person to go and stand outside. And for a week or 10 days, I used to stand outside the class and listen to the class. In the first 2 months, my studies came down a bit because I was really disturbed that you're a first ranker, but you're being given punishment. And why you have to study, right? And when my friends used to comment from sitting inside the class, they turn back and laugh, giggle. My schoolmates, they go in the corridor. They just comment on me like this guy got the punishment. What any idea? And they talk. He didn't pay the fees and stuff like that. These things used to really bother my mind, and this disturbed my studies. Then suddenly the third time when I was made to stand outside, I just questioned that you are being given a punishment, but what mistake have you done? The only mistake I did is I didn't pay the fees. But is it my responsibility? The answer came no. Is it your parents' responsibility, but is it your mother's mistake? No. Is it your teacher's mistake? No. For nobody's mistake, you are being given punishment. It's okay, but you don't have to worry that you didn't do any mischief. I felt very confident. Then I questioned what is very important here to hold on to the first rank, because if you lose that, you don't have anything to talk good about yourself, right? So then I said, what you have to do for that? I just check whether I'm able to listen to the teacher or not, whether I'm able to see the board or not, and whether also, when my friends and my schoolmates, when they comment, I should not worry about those comments. And I should not worry about the pain in my knees. 100% my focus should be on the board and the teacher. I started scoring much better marks. I said, if you sit inside the class and score the first rank, it is good. God is giving you a chance to prove that you're great. Standing outside the class, you continue to score the first rank. There is nothing like it. Nothing could deter me, no challenge could deter me from then on. My fourth, fifth gone. I used to go to a free tuition where they teach us very free because we didn't have electricity at our home. So we used to go to the tuition and we used to study under the tube light, and then we come to the home, and I used to watch my mother drink lots of water. I realized that my mother is really fond of water, and that's the reason she was drinking water. But when I was in my seventh standard, I happened to see the same thing. Then I realized it is not because of she's fond of water, but there is no food at home, and she's drinking water to quench her hunger. That's the first time. It's a life-changing moment for me. I realized Mother is a living God. One life on this earth could sacrifice even the food to other life. It could be only Mother. I asked the question, what am I going to do for this life? That's the first time a vision came in my mind that I have to go to the best college I have to go to the best college in the state and go to the best job and get my first month's salary and give it to my mother. That was my dream. I studied further well. Till my 10th, there was no electricity, as I said. But I was disturbed that I should give up because it's very tough to hold on to the number one position without much facilities. I thought I'll give up. My friends are enjoying. I should also do that. But something said, don't give up. Just imagine your friends when they study, they could see everything in their room, also their book. But when you study with a kerosene lamp, what you could see is only your book. Your light might be dim, but your concentration is much better than them. That gave me the confidence, and they gave me a second lesson in my life. Never ever think negative in your life. Always think positive. There is something positive around you all the time, however tough the situation is. Pick up that positive and move on with the life. I did bookbinding in my 10th. I paid my fees with that for the 11th. In my 12th, I used to wake up only by 7 o'clock. I know for sure if I wake up by 7, I'll not be able to fulfill my dream of getting to the best college. Then I questioned why you're not able to wake up. I realized, I don't have energy, much energy in me. So what I did, I just said, for next 6 months, I'm not going to play. Next 6 months, I'm not going to talk more than 10 words a day. For next 6 months, I'm not going to do any small work given by my mother. I'm just going to focus on my studies. So less than 10 words I used to speak. With that saving of energy, I used to study well. Still, I was not able to wake up by 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So I said, why? You are very cozy with your blanket and you are cozy with your mat. So I said, Nick, I'm not going to use any blanket or anything. I just sleep in the chill weather. Because of the chillness, I used to wake up by night 12:30. Right from 12:30 till morning 7, I used to study. What gave me the energy? What gave me the motivation is if your mother could sacrifice her food, you could sacrifice your sleep for the well-being of your mother, and that gave me the energy. I scored really good marks. I applied for BITS. My friend said there is one institute called BITS, and if you apply, you'll get a job for sure. So my aim is to get a job. So I applied. When I went there, the challenges were much, much larger because the upbringing of those kids, like almost toppers from all the states were there. So I had a very tough time first 2 years. Then third year, I managed a engineering exhibition for my college, and I got very good name. Everybody said good leader, good manager. Then I asked for a managing degree where I have to pursue. They said IAM. Why special? They said you can get 1 crore as your salary. My dream is to give the first month salary, right? So 1 crore salary or 1 month, 8,30,000. So with from 30,000 a month to 8,30,000 a month. So I said, if I give this kind of a money, what will happen? I'm just fulfilling my dream with the fullest possible extent, right? So that really made me wild. So I started preparing for CAT from my third year. So I was posted in Bihar for 6 months. When I went there, I was just reading a paper report saying that 30% of Indian population go to bed empty stomach. I just connected the dots with my mother and with my experience. I realized there are 30 crore people go to bed empty stomach. I know the pain of hunger. I realized these many people are going, what am I going to do for them? And that made me to imagine and come up with a dream that I have to start a company and give jobs to as many people as possible. And not only that, I have to support many youngsters to start company and giving jobs to other people in a similar way. So from a big salary, my dream went to starting a company. I came back to the campus in which I realized that there was 2 lakh debt. I said, let me work for a couple of years, repay the debt, and then let me pursue my dream for the country. So I worked in Polaris Software in Chennai, repaid the debt, but still I was giving my CAT exam. 3 times I failed. I failed all the 3 times. The fourth time I said, if you're 100% sincere and if you're 100% going to give your 100%, open the book. Otherwise, please don't even open the book. Just go ahead with your job. I said, I'm going to give my 100%. I didn't even waste a minute. I was working in a software company, but I was preparing for the toughest exam in the country. I didn't even waste a minute. I used to have a shift timings from afternoon 12 till 9. I used to wake up morning 5. From morning 5 till 12, I used to study. Then go to the job. Come back by 9:30. Eat. Study for another 1 hour, 1.5 hour. I used to sleep off. I used to have a bike, and whenever I used to go in the road, right, like behind a bus or car, I used to stand in my bike. I used to pick up the numbers 1531. Is it divisible by 2? Is it divisible by 3? Is it by 4? I used to work out. All the time I used to think that I'm going to write CAT, I'm going to clear the exam, I'm going to pursue, MBA. Then the moment I come out of MBA, I'm going to start a company and I'm going to give jobs to thousands and thousands of people. That was in my dream, right? So 1 year I prepared very hard. Just 1 week before my exam, I was down with 12 fever, but I said, "You won't die. Your dream is much bigger. Just go to the exam and give your fullest. Don't even think about your viral fever." I gave the exam. I was cleared in the first stage from 3 lakh people to 5,000 people. In the next stage, again, I was down with 12 fever for the group discussion and personal interview. I said, viral fever is quite lucky for you, right? So I cleared the next stage as well. And after that, I went to IIM at the end of 2 years, though there were lots of job offer. I just had 2,000 rupees and I was living the same heart at that point of time. Anybody's choice would be to take up a big job and then pursue their dream and then go ahead. But what I did, I just went on, pursuing my dream for the country. I started my company with 2,000 rupees, and Narayan Murthy sir inaugurated the company. And from then on, I built on my company. Then in 2010, I started my foundation called Hunger Free India Foundation, and I declared a day as Hunger Free Day for the whole country. October 10th, 10, 10, 10 as the Hunger Free Day. There was a saying, "Pasi vandal pattum parandu vidum." I said, "Pattu vandal pasi parandu pogum." So that's how I started, and I contested elections. I came third, for the Velachery constituency. Because of that initiative, many youngsters stood for elections, and few thousands of people have motivated to become entrepreneurs. So what I want to say is, success. Success is what you define for yourself and not others define for you. If you consider the society, when you say success, they define with money, they define with like material well-being. But success is what you should define for yourself. Life is one, right? You should think at age 30 what I have to be, at age 40 what I have to be, age 50 what I have to be. You fix a goal and you pursue that goal, right? And when you just dream, when I was in my engineering degree, I just dreamt that I have an office and there are like few thousands of people entering the company compound. I just dreamt that, and that's the reason I could start my company even though there were lots of challenges. I could sail through, right? There is a saying, tough situation don't last but tough people, right? So right now the situation is, corona time is very difficult. But what you have to do, you have to skill yourself. You have to equip yourself. And the moment the situation gets normal, you have to use the skills and your talents which you have developed right now for the remaining life, right? You should not just worry about what's happening, and you should not focus on negative things right now. And you should give hope to people around you, right? And you have to think why your life is there, right? What purpose you're going to solve in this life. Then automatically everything will come in place, right? So this is the message which I wanted to give for each and every one of you. And I met a guy outside a restaurant, a very small guy who was selling instant six box. I just asked him, what are you doing? Like, did you skip your school? He said, no, Anna, I went to the school in the morning, and I just sell these boxes in the evening. I asked how much. He said, three boxes if you buy it's 30 rupees, and if you buy one it is 15 rupees. So obviously everybody will go towards buying three boxes, right? And I asked, how do you sell it? Do you say that you're poor and sell these boxes? He said, no, Anna, if I do that, I could only sell once. But what I do is I tell about the qualities of the product, and then I sell. Like, it is cheaper, it is a good smell and things like that. So at a very young age, he's able to realize what are the important things for this product to be sold. As what your parents are doing. He said, my father is bedridden, and my mother works for a meager 3 to 4,000 rupees in a small hotel. So how much you earn? He said 300 rupees profit every day. So just working 3 to 4 hours, he is able to earn 9,000 and support a family of four. So that's the confidence. So education is what which enables us to pursue our dream, pursue our life, and not only to help us but to help others as well, right? So that's how we should shape up our career. And another point which I want to emphasize is, do not pursue a career which could be replaced by machines, right? So you have to pursue today. There are, driverless cars in US, right? That those technology would come to India maybe in 5 years or 10 years, right? So a driver learning the driving and pursuing driving as a career may not be a good one in the future. So we should pursue a career which could not be replaced by a machine, right? So with this, I'll end up my speech. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll answer.
So we do so. Thank you very much, Sarasbabu sir. The speech is like very inspirational, and you have said what are the things and what are the problems you have undergone in life, and how you have converted that into a positive energy, and what is a guy like you became as of now. The we really got like very positive comments from the students, and it has been very touching. So very inspirational story which you have shared, like from your own life. So we are very much happy about that. So there are certain questions which students like to ask you. So let me start with the first question from Mr. Kaushik. So he asked about what are the hurdles you face as an entrepreneur startup. So when you start up your company, what are the problems you faced?
When I started my company, right, I had very less capital, so just around 2,000 rupees. So what I did, I started supplying to my own batchmates, so that I don't have to have a kitchen. So I used to outsource from McDonald's. I used to outsource from Fruity and Haldirams, and make it as a combo and sell it to my own friends during their placement presentations. So with that, I made some 3 to 4 lakh of money. So with that money, what I did, I registered my company, and I went around companies for projects. There were everybody around 25 people I met. Everybody was asking for experience and asking for setup and things like that. There was one company which said, we are a software company, but we have 100 employees, and you got to supply tea and coffee for us, 100 tea and coffee in the morning and in the evening. So you could imagine, I'm about graduate pass out, you know the moment I say yes, I would have got from India, like I could have earned at least 10 to 15,000 rupees a day as my salary. And if I will go abroad, I could have earned 30 to 40,000 rupees a day as my salary. But here is one company saying that, like, you could, we are hesitant to give the project. So my revenue per day would be around 700 to 800 rupees. That's it. So I said it was bigger ego hit, but I said ego, you go, and I don't worry for you. I'll start as small as possible, but I'll reach the top. So so this was a big challenge for me. And the second challenge is I was not experienced to deal with laborers initially, but I was very pure in my vision, and so that I could communicate to them, and to make them make them understand about my vision and make them work for me. And even in the market, I don't have a credit history or something, so the vendors don't give up credit or something. So it was difficult in that sense, but otherwise I was very sure that 100% I'll be a successful man in this venture. I didn't have a failure as an option in anything which I start.
Okay,
So
sir, that was a brilliant one. Mr. Kaushik could have got his answer. And one more question from Ms. Priya. So she want to know about your role model, sir. So where you got this inspiration, and who was your role model?
okay, my role model as such, I learn from everyone, from Abdul Kalam sir, from Narayan Murthy sir, from Muhammad Ali, from from all the from Mother Teresa. But my role model is my mother. Like, I consider her as the most successful entrepreneur, because from 1 rupee a day as working in a midday meal school program, she could educate her son to the best of the colleges in the country. So she's my role model, for me. And otherwise, I learn from everyone, around me.
That's a good thing. One final question, sir. So that's like from our team. We would like to, since like you are the one of the best, youth one who like achieved a lot of things, and we have seen a lot of awards like in the name of youth. So I just want to hear one message, like for our younger generation people, because people who are like live, they're like mostly on the younger side of the age. So we like to hear one message, like or like the message which you like to give for our youngsters, for our youth.
See, the country is dependent on the youth, right? Because youth are the main pillars, as they say. If youth don't just give up, right, then the country as a whole goes down. So you're in a very young age. You would be just around 20, right? So just imagine what you can do for this country. When you think and imagine and dream for the country, your dream, your personal well-being is also there. Imagine from slum to going to the best college, and from there I could have gone to a job, very cushy job. But what I thought I should, do for the country. But that really didn't put me down. Today I have a multi-crore company. Few hundreds of people are working for me. Financially, I'm doing well, and also I'm supporting the society as well. Today I've crossed more than 2,000 speeches. I've mentored few thousands of young entrepreneurs. I've motivated more than 20 lakh of people. Had I didn't have the vision at that point of time, today not many people would know me. Only I would be benefited from my education, right? So have a goal, never be afraid. So fear is one thing, which keeps us going backward. And also what happens is, never think about our weaknesses. Easily we say that we don't have this kind of facility, that kind of facility, and give a reason for ourselves to fail. But never ever give a reason to fail. If your dream, if your purpose, if your vision is good, find ways to achieve it. Alter your ways, but not the ultimate goal.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your inspirational speech, and like you have shared a lot of things with us, and we are very happy that to listen from you and your life story, and how people can achieve a lot of things. Taking you as an inspirational. I think like we have come up with the end of the session, and we thank on behalf of St. Joseph Group of Institution Management, and thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. I would like to give my contact. It's 93810 69919. If you have any questions, or anything you want to discuss, definitely you can. Thank you so much, and I thank St. Joseph College of Engineering, because to bring such a talk in this times. It will be definitely helpful for many youngsters who are disillusioned, where to go and how to pursue. Thank you so much. May you conduct more sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a wonderful session. So today we had two different people from two different sectors, and the first one, Mr. Rajendra sir. So he was like exceptional on his own. The things like he was one of the founding member of the Zoho Corporation, and he said things like how you can able to choose yourself in order to have a better career. So that was his thought and his point of view, and he was brilliant on his own. Second one, so Mr. Sarathbabu sir. So he was the one. I just like to mention this quote actually. So we had already heard about this particular tag. So hungry stomach and empty pocket, like it is the best lesson in the world, in the life, right? So I think he addressed both the things, like how he came across all the problems, and how he converted all the problems into a positive energy, and he has become what is a man he is as of now. So two different people and two different views, and but both the views are like towards how we can have a better career. So for the people and who are like connected with us, so please use these two speeches from the people, and please try to implement their ideas into a life, and try to attain a better career. So I personally thank all the people who are like connected with us, and who are watching our webinar today. So I'd like to conclude this webinar by thanking you all, and we will do like a lot of programs like similar to it, and we have seen like all the commands, and all the your ideas you've been sharing through both Zoom and Facebook. Please do a comment. So we'll try to address what are the things like which you like to have in future. So finally, I would like to end up the session on behalf of St. Joseph College of Engineering, St. Joseph Institute of Technology, and St. Joseph Group of Institution, OMR Chennai, by management, faculty, and the placement team who have supported, to as an initiative for this particular webinar. So a special thanks from Dr. B. Babu Manoharan, so Chairman St. Joseph Group of Institution, and from Mrs. Jessie Priya, and Managing Director of St. Joseph Group of Institution, and Mr. B. Shashi Shekhar, Director of St. Joseph Group of Institution. So we all like thank you for joining us in this very glorious moment, and we hope we had a very informative and useful session. So we'll see in future, like we'll try to connect you with these kind of experts, and like on a different occasion. So thank you all. Thank you for the day, and we'll see you later. Bye.